new day. Gon' grab your suitcase, same walk, new base. Gon' tie your shoelace. Ain't got a lot of money, but got a lot of time. So let's spend it where it's sunny. Let us see what we can find.
Good morning, Forest Oak. Today is Monday, March 15, 2021. I'm Adriana.
And I'm Andy for the award-winning Good Morning Forest Oak on WFM TV.
This week is a normal week. Monday's an A day, Tuesday's a B day, Wednesday's a second day, Thursday's an A day, and Friday's a B day.
Next week is also a normal week schedule, and then we head into spring break.
If you're interested in earning SSL hours, you can participate in SSL lessons taught by your counselors and school psychologists. You will participate in a 30 to 45-minute lesson, then complete discussion question, and then you can comment on another student's post. Once you have completed all 3 steps, you will earn 1 SSL hour.
There are lessons available for 2 more weeks. This week focus on relation skills, and next week are on reframing negative thoughts. The Zoom join link can be found in the phone My MCPS classroom.
This week's edition of GMFO includes an address from Miss Murphy, vocabulary from your favorite teachers, and a mindful moment.
Enjoy the show.
Congratulations, Bomb Stars of the Week! Our Staff Star of the Week is Miss Alger. She makes sure her materials are differentiated for special education and ESOL students. She's incredibly organized and an excellent planner who always supports her teammates. On top of all this, she's mentoring an 8th grader. Miss Alger, thank you for all your hard work. Our 6th grade star is Curtis Kanda. He brings a smile to class each day, always participates by volunteering answers and keeping his camera on. Even when he's feeling tired or frustrated, he stays disciplined and makes an effort in class. Our 7th grade star is Abriana Asayas. She is a great all-around student who participates in class, takes her schoolwork seriously, as well as joins in extracurriculars like Book Wars and GMFO. With all this, she's still working really hard to earn SSL hours this year. And our 8th grade student is Ronnie Chavez, always helping his classmates with assignments. Congratulations to all our stars!
Good morning, Forest Oak. It is Monday, March 15th, and it's the first day of school for some of your peers, so we're excited. And I thought that we're going to talk a little bit about 7 habits of highly effective teens today, but I thought it might be a little bit more interesting if I invited our very own LaShance Pro to join us and talk a little bit about middle school. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you her name, her grade, and what she likes about Forest Oak Middle School.
Okay, well, I'm LaShawn. I'm in 7th grade, and the thing that I like about Forest Oak is it's flexible.
What do you mean flexible? I have to go to work every day. That's not flexible.
Well, they the teachers and stuff, they give you opportunities to do things your own way.
Ah, okay. So I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that. So since you're in 7th grade, that means that you got to attend, as we now call it, face-to-face school or in-person learning. What was your first impression when you understood that school was going to be virtual?
I was scared. I was panicking, and I was just like, I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to.
Okay. And so let's talk about that. You start school in September or late August. How did that first quarter go?
Terrible. It did not go right at all. I wasn't paying attention in my classes. I was failing. And I was real distracted too.
What do you mean distracted?
Always on my phone, talking to my friends, texting everybody, not paying attention in the class, dozing off and sleep, just not doing anything.
Okay, so when class started, were you laying in the bed? What?
I was just laying in the bed, had my camera off, not participating or anything. Everybody was always silent, so I decided to do the same thing. So I was just like...
So you're telling me that you followed what you thought everybody else was doing?
Yeah, because nobody else had their camera off, so I was like, why would I do that? I'm not about to know. So
okay, all right.
Now I would get bored and just
Okay. So then the first marking period ended. And what did those grades look like?
Bad. I had D's and C's,
Okay.
and it was terrible. Then my mom started yelling at me, said, "No, you're not about to keep doing that. You're too smart for that." And I was like, "But it's virtual, so I don't really care." So
Mm.
yeah.
All right. And so talk to me about second quarter. What happened in second quarter?
In second quarter, I got straight. No, I didn't. The second quarter. Second quarter, I decided to like just pay attention more in class. I did. I still was like on the distracted side, but I was like, I can't just fail all these classes. It's seventh grade. It's too far. I'm not about to do that. So I just like started paying attention and turning on my work on time.
All right. So let's be practical because I think your peers need to know, what did you actually change? What were three things that you did second quarter that you did not do first quarter?
Well, I started scheduling myself because like it was like the first quarter, so I was still like, what time do I go here? That type of thing. So I set a schedule for myself. I took my phone away from myself when I was like feeling like I was going to do it. So I just like gave it to my mom because
Mhm.
it was like I'm going to be on it. And then
Mhm.
the third thing was like paying attention, like actually paying attention and participating. Because when you do that, you understand your work more. So
Wow. So let's just walk through these three big baby steps. I heard you say the camera went on. You started participating so that you were attentive and you were focused. I heard you say you followed a schedule. You created one for yourself and you followed it.
hmm
And most importantly, to take away the distractors, you gave mom your cell phone.
hmm
Okay. All right.
yeah,
And so how did second quarter end for you?
good. I ended with A's and B's like that
Oh,
because it I was doing what I was supposed to do.
okay. All right. So then now we are at the third quarter.
hmm
So we took three steps for second quarter.
hmm
What baby steps did we take for third quarter?
The same thing, really. I mean, I'm able to have my phone now because I know not to because now I have straight A's like that. So it's like I want to keep it that way. So I'm able to have my phone, but I'm not on it unless it's during the break that I do. And I keep following my schedule. And I was like, usually like in the third quarter, I was in the second quarter, I was still good, but I was like rushing my work just to make sure it was on time. But Miss Baldwin told me, don't rush. I want your best work. So I was like, all right, if I turn it in late, at least it's gonna be good. So
Okay. All right. So does that mean, and because you said something important there, does that mean you started talking with your teachers? Were you emailing them? Were you setting up appointments? Were you going on the Wednesdays? What did you do?
everything, making sure everything was perfect. Because once I get my stuff ready, I want to keep it that way. So
So making sure everything was perfect. How do you make sure everything's perfect? Does that mean you're asking your teacher for feedback?
yes, well, I read the feedback because I always get feedback on my stuff. So I'm just like, okay, I read it and then I email them like, that doesn't make sense that I got a 6 out of 10. I know what I did wrong. I'm gonna redo it if you let me, like that type of thing. I'm always talking to my teachers because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna let me redo it or explain it better. So
Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go back because I need everybody to understand these are habits for a highly effective middle schooler. It was paying attention. And for you, paying attention meant putting your camera on, it meant asking and answering questions. It meant giving your phone to your mother and understanding when it should be on and when it should be off. It also meant putting a schedule together for yourself and following it. And then I heard even more importantly is taking feedback from teachers and using it. And if you didn't understand it, asking questions and really trying to make sure that you understand the expectations that have been placed upon you to get work done and quality work. Is that right?
yep.
Okay. So I have another question for you.
hmm
So if you could be an egg or a carrot or a coffee bean, which one would it be?
Um, I don't an egg.
Okay, so let's talk about that egg. Tell me something. Do you cook? Do you ever cook?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you are an egg and I put you in some water and then I put you on the stove and I begin to boil you, what happens to that egg?
Well, and the inside is gonna harden. It's gonna be a boiled egg.
Wow. So is that would you describe yourself as someone who hardens over time? Is that what you want to be? Because I think I heard you say you had to be flexible. So do you want to be this egg that over time gets hard and not flexible?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the question. Now you're left with a carrot or a coffee bean. Which would you rather be?
Well, I think I'll be a carrot.
Oh, okay. Now remember, you told me you cooked.
Mhm.
So I'm going to take that carrot. I'm going to put it in some water and put it on the stove. Tell me what happens to the carrot.
It's gonna get soft. It's
Gets
like,
soft and mushy.
well, I mean, it depends on how you cook it.
Well, I'm letting it cook. So you didn't want to be hard. Do you want to be mushy and let people step on you and just accept whatever happens?
No.
Okay, so let's talk about that coffee bean. What happens when you put coffee in water and let it boil?
I don't know. I don't do coffee. I mean, I guess it is just.
What does the bean do?
I think it. I don't know.
You just said something important. What don't you like?
Coffee.
So what does the bean do? It turns into what?
Coffee.
Ha, you said something important. It transforms. So it adjusts to its environment. So first it was this little bean, but then when I changed the environment, the bean became coffee.
Yeah.
And so I guess my point to you, the egg hardens, the carrot softens, but the coffee bean transforms. Okay? So think about your journey. What did you do?
I transform.
Aha. So the next time when we talk about this, I want you to remember that because you will continue to excel because you think about what do you need to do. You become flexible and you transform. And so it is amazing. Your journey is amazing. Okay? I want you to remember that. So as we round up this interview, LaShawn, it's important that you give your peers some final thoughts. And so what might be those final thoughts? Right now, we're midway through quarter 3, and you know we still have another 4th quarter. Straight out of LaShawn's mouth, what are those words?
Well, I don't really know because it's like you mean like, what do you mean like words? Like,
how do you encourage yourself? What's your self-talk look like or sound like?
well, keep doing it. Like, keep doing what you're doing because you got straight A's. You pushed yourself, so you can continue to do that. Don't keep changing just because of what everybody else is doing.
Okay. So that sounds like be a leader and not a follower.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So LaShawn Sproul, you heard it straight out of her mouth. She's living her best life. Thank you, LaShawn.
You're welcome.
Why was the math book unhappy?
Why?
Because he had too many problems.
This joke is from Miss Elger. What did the scientist say to the hydrogen atom that claimed it lost an electron?
What?
Are you positive?
Why did the boy study on an airplane?
Why?
He wanted to get a higher education.
This joke is from Mr. Caterino, music teacher not able to open his classroom.
Why?
Because his keys are on the piano.
And this one is for Mr. Muhammad. Why did the clock go to the principal's office?
Why?
For talking too much.
Why did the jelly bean go to school?
Why?
To become a smarty.
Why did Goofy take a ladder to school?
Why?
Because he wanted to get to high school.
Where do New York City kids learn their multiplication tables?
Where?
Times Square.
What happened to the Easter Bunny when he was naughty at school?
What?
He was eggs-pelled.
That's all for this week. If you would like to hear your joke on GMFO, email Mr. Carter or Mr. Montez.
All right. Good morning, Forest Oak. We're here again with Mr. Buchanan and myself. Another edition of Jocabulary. We're going to go with some basketball jokes because it is March Madness, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Mr. Buchanan, take it away.
Awesome. Hey, Francis, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Why can't dinosaurs play basketball?
because their arms are too little.
No, it's because they're all
That's a good one, though.
they're all dead.
Oh,
I don't know why I love
I actually had that one. It's just because they're extinct, and you went with death.
Uh,
All right. What do you call a pig who won't pass the ball? Just pretend you don't know it.
Thank God I have this filter. What do you call a pig who won't pass the ball?
A ball hog. Oink, oink.
Hey, speaking of which, what's the difference between LeBron James and time?
LeBron James and time.
Time passes.
Get it, guys? He's a ball hog. Connection. See how we connected that? Why are frogs good at basketball? Jump shots.
I need a megaphone, man. I need a megaphone.
You gotta get this.
Oh, all right. Toronto. Why did they go with the name the Raptors? They should have totally gone with the Torontosaurus Rexes.
That's a good observation. I agree.
That's what I do.
It's a missed opportunity. It's what we call a missed opportunity.
I mean, they would have totally cornered the kids' market. What kid wouldn't want a Torontosaurus Rex jersey?
That's true. Where is a basketball player's favorite place to eat, Mr. Buchanan? I always wonder what's going on through your mind.
I don't know. Well, I'm really hungry. My first thought is Waffle House, but that makes no sense at all. I don't know.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I love them. So my neighbors across the street, they're flat earthers. Go figure. I invited them over to play basketball. They bring a frisbee.
All right, I got one more here. Why did the basketball player go to prison? Because he shot the ball.
All right, last one for me. This one, oh gosh. What does an angry bunny and a basketball player have in common?
An angry bunny and a basketball player have in common. I got nothing.
Mad hops, yo. Mad hops.
All right, folks, that's another edition of Vocabulary with Mr. Buchanan. Mr. Montez, turn on those cameras. Do your homework. The recorder's almost over, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.
carjacking in the North Sea? Break into one of the most famous libraries in the world. Outsmart an evil villain chasing them through Alcatraz. These are just some of the questions that face the city spies. 5 kids from around the globe. A hacker, a magician, a codebreaker, a rebel, and a genius. Operating out of a secret location in the north of Scotland, they're the biggest secret in British intelligence. In their first adventure, they went to Paris to match wits with a criminal mastermind determined to release a deadly virus. Now they're back and tracking a double agent across the globe. As they travel from London to San Francisco, they have to risk it all to solve the mystery and save the day. City Spies and Golden Gate. From New York Times bestselling author James Ponti.
Hi guys, this is Mrs. Stern, and I am here to show you how to put books on hold in the library catalog so that you can actually get print books to read. Don't have to go on your iPad, don't have to download anything, you get a real book. I miss real books, a real book to read. So, how do you get to Destiny Discover? Well, you can get there lots of different ways. From the Forest Oak Media Center website, you can log into Destiny Discover. From the Forest Oak page in Canvas, you can log into Destiny Discover. From the Clever portal, you can log into Destiny Discover, or you can just Google it. If you Google Destiny Discover and go to the school picker, it will ask for your state and then it will ask for your school, but it will get you to Destiny Discover. And you'll know that you're in the right place because up on the left-hand side, it'll say Forest Oak Middle School. So if you want to put a book on hold, first off, it needs to know who you are. So you need to log in. And that is just your regular Google login. For you, it's your 6-digit student ID and then your regular Google password. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. And I know I'm logged in because now up here it's got my name. So I want to put a book on hold. I can look around, look through the ebooks, look through the audiobooks, look through the collections. But if I know what book I want, I can just put it in the search bar. And I found my book. So I want to read Children of Blood and Bone. It's an excellent book. There's a sequel out already. So I put in Children of Blood and Bone and I got 3 results. This one says that's a physical book, and I can put it on hold. This one, it's got a little, the little audio icon. That means it's an audio book. And this one is the sequel. That also means it's the audio book. So those are on Sora. And absolutely go and check those out on Sora. You can see a little bit more about it in here, about what the book is. But if I want this book, I want to read the real paper book. I'm just going to go click hold. And it is available for me to pick up. Okay, so holds to go. If you are an in-person student, after you've put your books on hold in Destiny, wait for an email from me that I have seen your holds, pulled them from the shelf. I will bind them together, put your student ID on them, and then you can pick your holds up on the cart outside the cafeteria. If you have any books to return, you can just return those on the shelf below. If you're virtual, same thing. Put your book on hold in Destiny, wait for an email from me, and then you can pick your holds up on the cart outside of school and return your books on the shelf below. And that's it. I hope that I get lots of requests for books. Manga, hardbacks, graphics, everything's up for grabs. Let me know what you want.
Good morning. This is Mrs. Allen with your mindful moment. Sit mindfully with your spine straight and your body relaxed. Today's activity, we're going to be using our 5 senses. You can use this activity whenever you're in the blue zone, feeling sad, in the green zone when you just need to focus a little bit more, in the yellow zone when you're feeling stressed or worried, or in the red zone when you're feeling angry. Now go ahead and take a deep breath in with me. And breathe out through your mouth. Now I want you to go ahead and look around your room for 5 things that you can see. And name those things that you see. I see a computer. What are the 5 things that you see? Name them out in your head. Now we're going to move on to our sense of touch. We're going to name 4 things that we can touch. For example, I can touch this rocking chair. It feels very soft and smooth. Now your turn. Good job. Now we're going to move on to our sense of hearing. And we're going to listen to 3 things that we can hear. I can hear the birds chirping. What are 3 things that you can hear? Say it out loud in your mind. Good job. Now we're going to move on to our sense of smell. And we're going to name 2 things that we can smell. I'll go ahead and get started. I can smell this lemon-scented candle. What is 2 things that you can smell? Name them out in your head. Good job. Now we're going to move along to our sense of taste. And we're going to pick 1 thing that we would like to taste right now. I'm going to go ahead and get started by tasting a mint. I can taste this mint. It tastes minty. Now your turn. Thank you for joining me today for this mindful activity. It's called 5-4-3-2-1 grounding exercise. And again, you can use this exercise when you're in the blue zone, green zone, yellow zone, or red zone. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.